Hey, hi friends, welcome to PhD, that is Pratik Sir Tutorials. In this today's video, we are going to learn about the types of chemical reaction. Before going to the types of chemical reaction, in the previous video, we saw about what is chemical reaction, what is chemical equation, how to balance any chemical equation and so on. केमिकल इक्वेशन को बैलेंस करना ये काफी इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट है. इफ यू डिडंट वॉच दैट वीडियो, डू वॉच. आई बटन में मैंने उसका लिंक डाला है, एक बार वो वीडियो प्लीज जरूर देख लेना. नाउ लेट्स मूव टुवर्ड्स आवर सेकंड पार्ट ऑफ द फर्स्ट चैप्टर ऑफ द केमिस्ट्री, दैट इज केमिकल रिएक्शन एंड इक्वेशन. सो टाइप्स ऑफ रिएक्शन पढ़ने से पहले मैं आपको एक छोटा सा और एक चीज पढ़ाना चाहता हूं, दैट इज हाउ टू मेक एनी केमिकल इक्वेशन टू बी मोर इंफॉर्मेटिव. किसी भी केमिकल इक्वेशन को हमें और ज्यादा इंफॉर्मेटिव कैसे बनाते आता है, कैसे बना सकते हैं उसे. ओके, सो देयर आर थ्री वेज. सो लेट्स मूव ऑन टुवर्ड्स हाउ वी कैन मेक एनी केमिकल रिएक्शन टू बी मोर इंफॉर्मेटिव. हाउ टू मेक केमिकल इक्वेशन मोर इंफॉर्मेटिव. उसके बारे में ज्यादा जानकारी हमें कैसे मिल सकती है? इंफॉर्मेटिव. ओके, नाउ सी देयर आर थ्री मेथड्स, थ्री वेज टू मेक एनी केमिकल इक्वेशन टू बी मोर इंफॉर्मेटिव. व्हाट आर द थ्री वेज? फर्स्ट इज बाय indicating. We can indicate by indicating physical state. Okay, by indicating the physical state of that chemical equation, we can make the chemical equation more informative. Now in physical state, what are the three states we have? In the last ninth class, we learn about the three major states. States means that is solid state, liquid state and the gaseous state. Now when we make any chemical equation more informative, one more state get added, and that is the aqueous state. Aqueous state and the liquid state is 98% similar. Okay, only few changes there, so that's why we categorize a new type of state, that is the aqueous state. Okay, so what are the three physical states? One is the solid state, and how we can use this solid state in a chemical equation? By representing the symbol S. Second is our liquid state, we can represent it using the symbol L. Third, we are having the gaseous state, and it can be represented with the the gases will be represented by G. And last but not least is our aqueous state, which is represented by AQ. Now let me tell you first what is the difference between liquid and aqueous. In aqueous, the solvent part is the water part, and in liquid, the solution complete is the water only. Like in the previous class, we learned about the solute and solvent. Okay. Similarly here, when the solvent part is water, then that substance is simply called as aqueous state. Example is a cold drink, because cold drink, we mix some substances, we mix some solute in the water, and that water turns into the cold drink. So cold drink is our aqueous state. I hope it is clear to you what exactly aqueous state means. So first part is clear, how we can make any chemical equation to be more informative by indicating its physical state. I hope it is clear. Now the next part, what we can make, how second we can indicate by indicating heat change. Okay, how the heat changes is that, and by indicating heat change, we can make that equation more informative. So there are two types of heat changes in every chemical equation. One, heat can be absorbed, and second, heat can be evolved. Evolve मतलब excrete करेगा वो, और absorb करेगा मतलब absorb कर लेगा. Okay, so first is evolution, or is evolution of heat. If there is an evolution of heat, then we can make it any chemical equation more informative. If there is an evolution of heat in any chemical equation, then that type of chemical equations will be called as exothermic reaction. Which reaction? Exothermic reaction. इसको हम और डिटेल में आगे पढ़ेंगे. But one way to indicate or to make more informative any chemical equation is about the heat changes, and heat changes में सबसे पहले आता है हमारा that is evolution of heat, and evolution of heat is nothing but our exothermic reaction. I hope it is clear. Let's take one another one. Second is absorption of heat. Absorption of heat. Absorption of heat means is also called as endothermic reaction. Endothermic reaction. So if in any chemical equation there is an absorption of heat, then we can say that yes, this chemical equation is an endothermic reaction. So this is the more informative data about that chemical equations. I hope this part is clear. And last is important, that is by indicating condition. Condition means what? Whenever we perform any chemical equation, sometimes it happens that any particular substance should get heated or should add some substances, then only the reaction can get complete. So that type of reaction involves a condition, and that is the more information about that chemical equation. Like for example, a substance is there that is heated at a temperature of 300 degrees Celsius, and then a product is formed. So that means until and unless that condition is applied on that substances, that new product can't be formed. So that becomes a condition. Second one, something we can add it. So something whenever we can add externally in any chemical equation, then that substance is simply called as catalyst. That means without adding catalyst, we can't perform the chemical reaction, and that becomes the condition for that chemical equation. I hope you got it. So how we can write it? First, by heating at any particular temperature, like heating at 300 डिग्री सेल्सियस. So this is one condition. इसको हम heating को हम ये symbol भी यूज कर सकते हैं. This is called as delta symbol or is delta sign. This is the delta sign. Okay. And second, by adding catalyst. By adding catalyst. So ये भी एक इम्पोर्टेंट याद कर लो या समझ लो इसे कि जब भी हम कोई कैटलिस्ट ऐड करते हैं किसी केमिकल इक्वेशन के अंदर क्या होता है सब्सटेंसेस के अंदर, तो जाके हमारा न्यू प्रोडक्ट फॉर्म होता है. तो जब तक हम कैटलिस्ट को ऐड नहीं करेंगे दैट रिएक्शन विल नॉट गेट कंप्लीट, एंड दैट बिकम द कंडीशन फॉर दैट केमिकल इक्वेशन. सो दीस आर द सम information we can provide to make any chemical equation more informative. Now let's move towards the most important part of this chapter, that is types of chemical reactions. Okay, now let's see what are the types of reaction. So there are basically 5 types of chemical reactions in this chapter. First, combination reaction. Second, decomposition reaction. Third, displacement reaction. Fourth, double displacement reaction. And the last, for fifth, that is oxidation and reduction reaction. ये एग्जांपल को मैं ना काफी इजी वे में एक्सप्लेन करूंगा. Every day you perform this experiment in your hand. How? Let's understand this. First of all, let's write what are the types of reaction. Then मैं इसको एग्जांपल के साथ एक प्रैक्टिकल एग्जांपल के साथ आपको एक्सप्लेन करूंगा all the 5 types of reaction, and then it will be very clear to you. So for that, just take a minute. What is the next part? That is types of chemical reaction. First is our combination reaction. First is our combination reaction. So what exactly is combination reaction? Combination reaction means that when two or more substances add together or combine together to form a single product is called as combination reaction. Understood the definition? Let's understand this example with the help of practical. For example, I am having this one substance, I am having this another substance. This is the cap, this is the body. When these two reactant or these two substances combine together, a single product is formed, that is paint. I hope it is clear. It's a simple general example जो आपके daily life के साथ connected है. So how we can write combination reaction? The reaction the reaction in which two or more substances two or more substances combine together to get a single product to get a single product is known as combination reaction. I hope the example is very simple. Cap, body combines together to form the pen. Where the cap and the body, this cap and the body are the reactant part and the pen is my product part. Simple the example, but ये example board में मत लिखना, exam में मत लिखना. This is just for your understanding. Let's take one example in the chemistry. For example, carbon plus oxygen combines together to form carbon dioxide. So this is my example of the chemical equation of combination reaction type. I hope it is clear. Now I am making this reaction more informative. How I can make this reaction more informative? We know that carbon always comes in the solid format. So I am presenting here as here. Always remember, oxygen plant never write O, is always O2. Okay. Oxygen always comes in the gaseous format, and whatever the product is formed, that is also gases. So here I made the reaction more informative. By what indicating? By indicating the physical state. So this is one way to make any chemical equation to be more informative. So this is all about the chemical equation. I hope there is no cheat or no doubt in this. So the reaction in which two or more substances combine together to get a single product is known as combination reaction. Example: carbon plus oxygen gives carbon dioxide. I hope this part is clear to you. Let's take one more example. I'm taking one more example just to show that every time it is not compulsory that only elements will get combined. So here I took the elements like carbon and oxygen. It can have compound and element also. A compound and element can also get combined to form a single product. So what we can take the example. So this example will help you to understand how when any compound like that is calcium oxide plus H2O, it gives a single compound, a product that is CaOH twice. Where the CaO is nothing but our calcium oxide, H2O is our water, and CaOH twice is our calcium hydroxide. So this is a example of compounds when get together form a single product, that is a combination reaction. Here one more informative part I want to tell you. This calcium oxide, what is the name of it? It is calcium oxide. So we are having one more name for this calcium oxide, and always remember that one more name of the calcium oxide is quicklime. It is quicklime. And when this quicklime gets combined with water, we get a new product called as calcium hydroxide. And this hydroxide is also called as slate lime. Okay, it's also called as slate lime. I hope this part is clear to you. What is combination reaction? Now let's see what is decomposition reaction. Decomposition reaction is exactly opposite to the combination reaction. Again, we will see this decomposition reaction with a practical example. Now the third type of reaction, that is डिस्प्लेसमेंट रिएक्शन. नाम से हमें पता चल रहा है कि ये रिएक्शन के अंदर क्या होने वाला है. ओके, सो व्हाट इज डिस्प्लेसमेंट रिएक्शन? आई एम टेकिंग वन एग्जांपल से थोड़ा सा कर देता हूं. नाउ आई एम हैविंग वन कंपाउंड एंड वन एलिमेंट. ओके, आई एम हैविंग वन कंपाउंड एंड वन एलिमेंट. हियर डिस्प्लेसमेंट इज गोइंग टू हैपन. हाउ? When one element of a compound get replaced by another element, then that is called as displacement reaction. Like this is a compound where let's consider this is the element part and this is the another ion part, and this is one more element. This element got replaced with this element, sorry, and this becomes a new product. So that is called as displacement reaction. Previously कैसा था हमारे पास? This was a compound and this was the element, or else you can take in this way also an element and a compound. One element got replaced by the element of another compound and a new product are formed. This is called as displacement reaction. Is it clear? So how we can define it now? The displacement reaction. The reaction in which element of one compound get displaced by another element is known as displacement reaction. Is it clear? What is the example? Again, this is a compound, this is an element, this element got replaced with this element, and here we got the new element and a new compound. This is called as displacement reaction. I hope this part is clear. But again, don't write this example in your exam. Let's take a chemical equation example. I can take CuSO4 plus zinc, that is Zn. It will give me, this is a compound and this is an element, right? So here the element is getting replaced by this, so it will be ZnSO4 plus Cu. Got this? CuSO4 means copper sulfate. But what reacted with zinc? We got zinc sulfate and copper. This is a simple example of displacement reaction. So what changes are there? This element got replaced with this element and we got new compound and the separate element. So ये जब भी होता है, कौन सा एलिमेंट हमारा डिस्प्लेस करेगा या रिप्लेस करेगा उसे, ये हमेशा याद रखना, the one who is less reactive will always get combined, or the one which is more reactive will always reflect with the less reactive element. और कौन सा एलिमेंट लेस रिएक्टिव है, कौन सा एलिमेंट मोर रिएक्टिव है, ये हमने लास्ट ईयर 9th में रिएक्टिविटी सीरीज के पार्ट में देखा था. एक टेबल दिया गया था आपको 9th में रिएक्टिविटी सीरीज के अंदर, जिसके अंदर कौन सा एलिमेंट ज्यादा रिएक्टिव है, मींस मोर रिएक्टिव है, एंड व्हिच एलिमेंट इज लेस रिएक्टिव, ये हमने देखा था. इसके अंदर हमेशा मोर रिएक्टिव एलिमेंट विल ऑलवेज रिप्लेस द लेस रिएक्टिव एलिमेंट एंड द displacement reaction will happen. I hope this part is clear. So copper sulfate when reacts with zinc, we get zinc sulfate plus copper, and this is an example of displacement reaction. So इसके अंदर हो क्या रहा है? What we can say, there is an exchange of elements and compound. एक compound का element और एक single element, इन दोनों का exchange हो रहा है, and that is simply called as displacement reaction. I hope displacement reaction is very clear to you. Now let's see the fourth type of reaction, which is our double displacement reaction. Now it is a little bit more further part of displacement reaction. What is the next type of reaction? Fourth one, double displacement. Again, from the name only we can identify what is going to happen in this reaction. Double displacement reaction. Now here again, let's take one example. Here the ions of two compounds are going to get replaced. What are ions? Similarly, in the 9th class we learn about the two types of ion we have. One is called as the positive ion and second is called as the negative ion. So when positive ions get attracted with the negative ion, a new compound is always formed. So again we are having two compounds. Now here in the last displacement we were having one compound and one element, okay, but in this example now two compounds will be there and the ions will get replaced with the another elements, okay, like this is one compound having one element and ion, this is another compound having one element and ion. So here what is going to happen? Double displacement means both the elements ions are going to get replaced. So it will happen something, this will go to here and this will come to here, and the new product we got is our double displacement reaction. Understood what it had? Previously it was this. In the reactant side we are having this compound. After combining, after reacting, we got the displacement of these two ions with this, and we got the two new compounds, and this is called as displacement or double displacement reaction. Is it clear? Again, the note that don't apply this, don't write this example in the exam. Let's write the definition first. So how we can say the reaction in which the ions of one compound, get displaced by ions of another compound is known as double displacement reaction. Okay, so here ions are going to get displaced and new two products are formed. They are going to again a compound, and that is simply called as displacement, double displacement reaction. Not only displacement, double displacement reaction. Okay, so now here again which ions are going to get replaced? Obviously the high reactive elements की जो भी ions रहेंगे वो replace हो जाएंगे less reactive elements के ions के साथ, और less reactive elements ion वो किसी और के साथ combine हो जाएगा, and then we get the two new products. Let's take an example, right? The example, NaOH, that is sodium hydroxide, when reacts together, that is HCl, we get, that is NaCl plus H2O. So here two compounds were there where the ions, that is OH and Cl, hydroxide and chlorine ions, got replaced with the another elements in which sodium and hydrogen is there. We know according to the reactive series which is high reactive element and which is low reactive element. So obviously that high reactive element will get replaced, will get reacted with the low reactive elements ions. So here what are the ions? This is the positive one, this is the negative one, this is the positive one, and this is the negative one. So this OH will get combined with this hydrogen, and this Cl will get combined with this Na, and here we got the two new compounds, that is NaCl and plus H2O, where NaOH means sodium hydroxide, HCl means hydrogen chloride, NaCl means sodium chloride, and H2O means our water. So this is the simple example of double displacement reaction. I hope it is clear to you. There is no confusion. Okay. Now let's understand the fifth type of reaction, that is oxidation and reduction. Okay. This is also again the important type of reaction. Make sure you learn more than 2-3 examples to understand. Revise it in textbook. There are many examples are given. If any doubts are there in any example, do comment and let me know that this is a reaction, sir. Please do help out with us. Now let's understand what is oxidation reaction. First of all, oxidation and reduction जो है उसको मैं थोड़ा सा separate कर रहा हूँ. Fifth में first is oxidation reaction. Oxidation reaction means what? Again here, whenever any elements get added with oxygen or किसी भी element के अंदर oxygen add हो जाता है, then that reaction simply called as oxidation reaction. Whenever in a substance an oxygen is added, then it is called as oxidation reaction. But बस ऑक्सीजन के एडिशन की वजह से हम ये बोल सकते हैं कि ये ऑक्सीडेशन रिएक्शन, और भी कुछ हो सकता है शायद से जिसकी वजह से हम बोल सकते हैं कि yes, it is also called as oxidation reaction. And what is that part? It is simple. If from any substances there is a removal of hydrogen, then also it is called as oxidation reaction. That means addition of oxygen or this removal of oxygen, addition of oxygen and removal of hydrogen is called as oxidation reaction. So how we can take? Let's take X is 1 in substances. We can add oxygen, means gain of oxygen is there, gain of oxygen, and from any substances hydrogen is removed, so that means we can say loss of hydrogen is there, then we'll say that yes, oxidation reaction has been happened. I hope it is clear. Okay, now let's understand this with the help of an example. That is Cu plus O2, we got CuO. Where this copper got combined with oxygen means copper gained the oxygen and then form a new product, that is copper oxide, which is the gaining of oxygen, and the product is called as copper oxide. So this is the example of oxidation reaction. I hope it is clear to you. Now let's see the second example. H2S plus Cl2 gives HCl plus S. Where here from the hydrogen sulfide there is a removal of hydrogen and getting combined with chlorine. So from sulfur hydrogen got replaced and it got combined with chlorine. Then we say that yes, this is the oxidation reaction. Is it clear? The first one here is the gain of oxygen, and second here this is the loss of hydrogen. So if out of these two, if any one happens in any chemical reaction, then that reaction will be called as oxidation reaction. Is it clear? Fine. Now let's see what is reduction reaction. Reduction reaction हमारी will be opposite of this, exactly opposite of this. Like second is reduction reaction. Reduction reaction is what? It is exactly opposite means what? In oxidation, addition of oxygen were there and removal of hydrogen. In reduction, what is going to happen? Opposite means addition of hydrogen and removal of oxygen. Then it will be called as reduction reaction. Like X, any substance in which hydrogen got added, then this is a reduction reaction. That means gain of hydrogen, or else कोई भी सब्सटेंस में से ऑक्सीजन को रिमूव कर दिया means loss of oxygen, and this is again an example of reduction reaction. I hope it is clear. Again, not clear, don't worry, we'll take one chemical reaction example. So first I am taking the gain of oxygen, so that is H2 plus Cl2 combines and we get HCl. So that is addition of hydrogen is there in the chlorine and we got HCl, hydrogen chloride. So that means it is a reduction reaction. Is it clear? What is reduction reaction? Hydrogen plus chlorine combines to form hydrogen chloride is simply the reduction reaction. The product is hydrogen chloride. Let's take another example of loss of oxygen or else removal of oxygen also we can say. What example I can take here? Loss of oxygen, CuO plus H2 gives H2O plus CO. That means here this oxygen is getting removed from copper and got connected with hydrogen. So we got the product of hydrogen and copper. So that means if removal of oxygen is there in any chemical equation, then that is also called as reduction reaction. So I hope the oxidation reaction and the reduction reaction part is clear to you. Now when this happens simultaneously in any reaction, here we saw that it is happening separately. Oxidation अलग से हो रहा था, reduction अलग से हो रहा था. But if it happens simultaneously in any chemical equation, then what that reaction will be called as? Right. Then that reaction will be called as redox reaction. Means if any chemical equation, in any chemical equation, oxidation as well as reduction is there, then we can say that reduction reaction type of reaction is happening. Let's understand what is that. We'll explain it with the help of an example also. So this is not a sixth type of reaction, it is just the combination of oxidation reaction and reduction reaction together. So what is that? That is redox reaction. Redox reaction means the reaction in which oxidation and reduction takes place is known as redox reaction. Redox reaction. ओके, मीन्स एक तो गेन ऑफ ऑक्सीजन होने वाला है और साथ ही साथ गेन ऑफ हाइड्रोजन भी होने वाला है, और एल्स रिमूवल ऑफ हाइड्रोजन होने वाला है और साथ ही साथ रिमूवल ऑफ ऑक्सीजन भी होने वाला है। ये चारों में से कोई दो चीज उसके अंदर होने वाली है, एंड देन वी कैन से दैट यस दिस इज द एग्जांपल ऑफ redox reaction. Now let's take one example. Let's understand. The example is CuO plus H2, we get Cu plus H2. ये जो हमने रिडक्शन का एग्जांपल लिया था उसी को मैं कंटिन्यू कर रहा हूं. Now see here, if you observe it from here to here, कॉपर ऑक्साइड में से ऑक्सीजन का रिमूवल हो रहा है. ऑक्सीजन का रिमूवल हो रहा है, and ऑक्सीजन का रिमूवल हो रहा है means what is that called as? Right, that is reduction part. Okay, that is reduction part. If removal of oxygen is there, so that means reduction. और अगर आप देखोगे हाइड्रोजन में ऑक्सीजन का एडिशन हो रहा है, हाइड्रोजन में ऑक्सीजन का एडिशन हो रहा है. If addition of oxygen is there, that is simply called as oxidation reaction. Right. So reduction and oxidation is simultaneously happening in any chemical equation, and that will be simply called as redox reaction. I hope this redox reaction, oxidation reaction, reduction reaction is clear, and even all the five types of reaction is clear to all of you. And now last two effects of oxidation in our everyday life. So in our everyday life, oxidation is whenever oxygen get added to any product, then a few changes is there. Like two example, one is corrosion and second is rancidity. Corrosion means what? Whenever any metal, is how we can define corrosion. So okay, first of all, two effects of oxidation in everyday life. In everyday life. So what are the two effects? One is corrosion and second is rancidity. Okay, so these are the two effects of the oxidation in our everyday life. So now what exactly corrosion means? Whenever any metal, ये प्रोसेस होता है, it is a process in which any metals are eaten up gradually मतलब धीरे धीरे करके उसको खाया गया खत्म किया जाता है when there is the action of air means oxygen, moisture or a chemical means any acid or something. Okay, so when this process happens on any metal, then that metals get corroded. In common language it is also called as rusting of metal or rusting of iron. जनरली आयंस के साथ मेटल्स के साथ ये जनरली होता है कि जब भी कोई मेटल हमारा ऑक्सीजन के साथ रिएक्ट करता है तो जाके वो करोड होता है या रस्ट होता है. Okay, so how we can define corrosion? Corrosion is a process in which metals are eaten up gradually. I can write the definition here. It is a process in which metals are eaten up gradually by the action of air, moisture और chemical. कहाँ पे? On their surface. On their surface. So this is the definition of corrosion. In short, you can just write it. Corrosion is also commonly known as rusting. Exactly. Corrosion is also commonly known as rusting. I hope corrosion part is clear to you. Next part is rancidity. Rancidity means what? Whenever we have a food in which oil or fat is present, only if oil and fat containing food gets reacted with the oxygen, then it got rancid. Rancid means वो खराब हो जाता है. Its smell got changed. Its taste get changed. Unpleasant smell will get there, and its taste will be changed. So when this condition or this condition is produced when any aerial contact with the food containing fats and oil, then there is a change in the smell and taste, that is called as rancidity. I hope rancidity part is clear. What is rancidity? It is a condition in which there is an aerial contact with the food containing fats and oil, and there is a change in the smell and taste, is called as rancidity. Let's write the definition. The condition in which food containing fats and oil gets aerial contact. Aerial contact means ऑक्सीजन के साथ, its smell and taste get changed, and this is called rancidity. This is called rancidity. So the condition in which food containing fats and oil gets aerial contact, its smell and taste get changed. This is called rancidity. You can change the definition according to your textbook, and this is a simple language definition. So how rancidity can be prevented? It can be prevented in 5 ways. Okay, what are the 5 ways? One, it can be stored in a refrigerator where there will be no contact of oxygen or hot air will be not there. जनरली हमारे फूड्स हॉट एयर के कांटेक्ट में जब भी आ जाते हैं तो वो खराब हो जाते हैं, इसीलिए आपने अगर देखा रहेगा कि whenever we need to preserve any food for the long duration, we always keep it in the fridge or refrigerator. Okay. Second, by adding the whenever we pack any food containing fats and oil, we can add the nitrogen gas into it, then also it will not get spoiled or rancid नहीं हो जाएगा. Third, we can keep the food in the airtight container where the oxygen will not get involved. And fourth, we can add some antioxidants into it when there will be no reaction of the oxygen on the food. So in this way, we can just prevent the food from the rancidity, and this is all about the chemical reaction and equation. So I hope you understand this chapter very easily, in detail, and with a crystal image of this chapter. If you like this chapter, do like, share and subscribe, and share as much as you can. Thank you for watching my video.